Alright, this is going to be the third lesson for SnazyMocha Daddy. I believe last lesson was a Thresh game also. Could be wrong, but let's see.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
So, starting off, build's not too bad. Personally, I'd go Relic Shield, 3 health potions, and a mana pot. I like to have a mana pot on just about every support. The only one that I don't take a mana pot on is Kennen, because obviously he doesn't use mana. And there are some champions that I think need an extra mana pot, like Nami or Sona, champions that have sustain from their spells. So if your champion doesn't have sustain from spells and uses mana, I think you should go 3 health pots, 1 mana pot. If they do have sustain from spells, then you go 2 health pots, 2 mana pots. For example, Soraka, Sona. If for some reason you're playing Nidalee support, Nami. But that's my personal preference. If you prefer 4 health pots, go for it. The Sejuani bouncing is really annoying. Did she just link you? That's awful. Okay. That's literally garbage. And then she got W. Okay, she's really bad. She's supposed to start W, but the fact that she like just linked you was really strange. You got one of the first melees. I know that we talked about you getting 2 and then every cannon after, but she linked you like at the worst possible time, so no big deal. That's really good harass. This is why Thresh Kalista is such a super strong lane, is you just proc the W's. I suppose what I should have explained before when I said you want the first 2 melees and then you can get every cannon after is really you only need to get 1 of the first melees, and then after that okay, let me pause so I can explain this. If you get 1 of the first melees, then you have that Relic Shield on cooldown, you know, it's charging up. So a minute after you get the first minion, you'll get your stack again. If you don't use your second stack for a melee immediately, it's not a big problem, as long as you use your first stack for one of the first 3 minions. Let me think about how that'll affect your second cannon, though. Yeah, I think that would put your second stack on cooldown a little bit later, and you might miss 1 cannon because you don't get the first 2, but I could be wrong. Probably am, I'm not sure. I'll have to think about it when I'm not in the middle of a replay. Remember I said, you know, you sort of want to ping minions that you're going to take. I don't know if it shows regular pings. I'd assume it does. Oh, I forgot to mention, that was a really nice hook that you got on Soraka. You forced her flash and the Ash heal, so I'm hoping that you timed them. If I were thinking like, if I'm you right now and I'm like, shoot, I forgot to time them. You can be really conservative with your guess and still have a good idea. So obviously this didn't happen more than 2 minutes ago, right? But if you wanted to say like, well, it's probably about 3 minutes away, that's a safe guess, right? So you can say Soraka flash 7 something, like 7 minutes. Oh. Oh, that play was kind of bad. Okay, that was really nice. I don't know why you flashed in here, maybe just for vision, but you didn't need to. Um, Besides that, you played that pretty well. You hit every hook, if I recall correctly, and all of the plays except for your last one were really good. The last play wasn't a huge problem because Soraka was pretty low and a really immobile champion, but had it been, say, like a Nautilus or somebody that can, you know, get away from you a little bit better, you may have let this or helped the Soraka escape. But besides that, really well played. Snowballing your bot lane. Kallista's getting strong. Unfortunately, it looks like the Tryndamere is getting strong also, and the Syndra killed the Sejuani. So, oh, Ziggs just killed Syndra. So globally, you guys aren't doing too bad. Top lane's a bit of a concern. Yeah, 3-1 Tryndamere, maybe 4-1. No, okay, 3-2. Your Ziggs is pretty good, it seems. So this game is looking alright. You guys definitely have the power to carry this, right? So this game is in your hands. I think had you hit that hook, you might have been able to kill. Honestly, you've got a ton of damage. You would have been able to go to, flay them, maybe flay both of them. Kalista would have hopped in. You would have got a ton of damage off. So you might have gotten a kill if you'd hit that hook. And that's something that it kind of sucks that you didn't get the hook because, you know, we don't know for sure. But at the very least, you would have forced an exhaust, maybe a heal. I don't remember if he was up yet or not, but it was a good look. That's a really good flat or great hook. I don't know why Kalista pulled you. Let me watch that again. Okay. It should be coming up like now, right? Okay, so you hit the hook. You go in. Oh, you were silenced anyways, so you couldn't flip. But that was a really bad ult from your Kalista. That's one of the negatives about being with the solo queue Kalista. Nice hook, don't follow it though. Good, very good, very, very, very good. The reason that's so good is because your Kalista was able to follow up, get a lot of harass off. Soraka's just going insane. Oh, please hit a hook on somebody and get a kill. Like, you will make me so proud. You got this. Hook, hook, hook. Hook. You got it, I believe. Oh, Lee Sin's here. Too long. Kalista, come on. Oh no. Wow. Okay, that Lee Sin absolutely botched that gang. And really, like, so had Kalista not blown her ult here, that's one of the greatest parts about this bot lane. If you're dueling with your friend in the future and he's a decent Kalista, this is a really safe lane, right? It's really safe and really strong. So it's probably one of the most broken lanes with a duo. As far as like solo queue goes. So, well, duo queue if you're dueling, but like a reason that this is so strong is because, say for instance, your Kalista had her ult, right, and she wasn't so far back. Like, she was in a really safe position. You were a little far up, but whatever. Oh, you pinked here again? Did you really, dude? Remember, pink here, pink here, pink here. This is too aggressive. You don't want pink wards on the vision line. You want them behind. I missed that somehow. I'm sorry. But, you're a really strong lane because had your Kalista saved her ult, even if she had been up here with you, like both of you are too far, and say you didn't have this ward and you didn't know, Kalista can ult you, throw you back, you can throw her a lantern, you cover a lot of distance really quickly, right? So that's one of the really big strengths of Kalista Thresh, is the safety, and obviously the poke with the W proc and the flay damage. It's just a really strong bot lane. Looks good. Oh, this doesn't look good though. I think that was a little misclick or misplay. You accidentally lanterned the Ashe instead of the Callista. I really believe that you guys could have won that 2v2. You've still got your box. And I think that you know it too, and you're trying to look for a fight right now. But, whatever. This is actually a pretty quick game. I'm flying through this, so maybe I'll slow down a bit. Ooh, if you'd hit that hook, Ashe would be dead, Lee Sin would be dead, Soraka would be dead, right? Like, maybe not that drastic of a win, but you definitely would have been able to kill Ashe, and Lee Sin may have died, Soraka may have died, just because you're really strong. Uh-oh. Yeah, this is good rotation. You recognize that your Callista's in danger. Oh, please don't take the lantern. No. That was a good lantern. I just didn't want him to take it. You could probably back right now, get your Sightstone, boots, and bank ward. So this isn't the best spot to back, and it's not because like you're in danger, but they've got vision of you, and typically you want to back in a spot where they don't have vision, just because if they're paying attention, you don't want them to know when you're in lane and when you're not. You want them to have to ping that you're missing, and that you might be roaming mid. Roaming mid, or like taking dragon or something. You're just giving them a lot of free information if you back in their vision. So, you're going straight for the face of the mountain, it looks like. I will take a look at the numbers for that. It might not be bad, actually. But it's like super greedy. Like, I get Targons early, and I think even that's greedy. And this is just like insane greed. The Soraka exhausted you for some reason, and then Ashe just whiffed their ult. They gave you a free win. Oh no, you missed the ult. Oh my. Okay, so a little bit misplayed here. First of all, okay, so this is about where it starts. You really want to fight here, and your Kalista seems like she does too. The Soraka blows her exhaust on you, but I think the biggest problem here is the focus that you put on the Soraka, right? So Soraka's off to the side. You've got a clear hook on Ashe. Like, I know that Soraka's half health, but Ashe is wide open and closer for the Kalista. So if you had hooked Ashe, flayed Ashe, boxed, you know, you definitely would have blown her heal and flash. And this whole time that you and Kalista are focusing the Soraka, their Ashe is focusing your Kalista. That's a good exhaust. Maybe a little bit late, but it's not bad. And see, here's sort of that problem, is you guys are a lot stronger, and you just focus kind of poorly. That being said, you totally would have won this fight had you ulted and hit the Ashe. Your Kalista would have just needed to kited out a little bit. Like, that one auto would have been enough damage if you had knocked her up and cleaned it up. But then, again, like, your target focus is kind of bad. Had you just hooked this Soraka and flayed her, or hooked her and autoed her, you would have killed her. So,
Shut down.
that fight was kind of bad focus-wise, and then you overstay because you try and get the Soraka, and Ashe just comes back in and gets healed. So, had you focused better, that would have been a much better fight. You guys totally would have won, by the way, had you focused better. That's a really good pick. Lee Sin went suicidal. I don't know why your Sejuani just refused to take the lantern, but you got your death sentence. Time that flash. Gotta time the flash. Let me know if you're timing stuff. Oh, I was gonna talk about all your deaths and say if they were your fault or not, and if you saved people. So, you saved that Callista earlier with your lantern, potentially. Your death was definitely your fault, and Callista's death was probably your fault also. So your only death so far has been your fault.
Red team has slain the dragon.
You went face of the mountain first. Let me look at this. So you get 67. Hold on. I want to see if the numbers that I have are wrong. No, it's always 50 health for Targons. Okay. And then let's go back to when you have face of the mountain.
Shut down.
Okay, so you get your face of the mountain. 67. Okay, yeah, so I'm definitely gonna say that it's not worth it to rush face of the mountain because you don't stack any faster. If it went down to like 20 seconds per stack or something, it might be worth it, but rushing in the face of the mountain, in my opinion, isn't worth it before getting a Sightstone. Like, if you want to get face of the mountain first item, it's not that bad, but getting face of the mountain first item isn't good because, or before Sightstone isn't good because it doesn't stack any faster. It doesn't increase your gold income. All that it does is it gives you the shield, which is nice, but like as far as the passive goes, it heals for a little bit more, like a decent amount more, right? Like 17 per minion, but at this point your ADC has a Bloodthirster, like she can sustain herself pretty well. So maybe I wasn't clear when I said to rush Targons, but I think that your build should be something like Targons, Sightstone, boots of mobility. You want to get your regular boots somewhere in there, and then you can start going for your first item. And if you want to make that face of the mountain, you can. Personally, against this lane, I would get a Mikhail's because you want to use it for that Ashe ult, and it gives you the CDR, which we've talked about before being really good. Callista's probably super screwed right here. Yeah, they've just got so much, and you don't have vision of it because face the mountain rush, right? This is second death. I'm gonna say it's not your fault that you got 4-man dove. Like, that's ridiculous. But you may have been able to prevent it had you itemized a little bit better, right? Like, had you gone for your Sightstone instead of rushing at face of the mountain, I feel like you could have at least seen it coming. This is a fight that you guys totally want. SnazyMocha should have taken that lantern, but whatever. Ziggs gets in, does a little bit of poke. SnazyMocha, please press R. Oh, it's on cooldown. Yep, that'll be a reason you don't want it. And then hopefully when SnazyMocha's off comes up, she turns with it. Yep, really nice. That's a really nice hook. Probably not the worst call. Ooh, jumping in there was a little reckless.
Blue team double kill.
So we're gonna back it up. Suck you. Okay, so when Kalista ults you and you've got 100 and something health, get the fuck out, right? You fly away, say sorry to whoever ends up dying, but
Blue team double kill.
you going in there didn't win this fight. What won the fight is they didn't focus carries. The other team didn't focus carries. So, third death, I'm gonna put that one on you a little bit. Oh my goodness, you upgraded to the warding trinket. I'm really curious what you're doing here. Are you just not gonna get a side step? That's a bold move, Cotton. That was also a bold move. Not bad. Simple's dead. Lantern. Relic, or face of the mountain. Face of the mountain. Face of the mountain. Yeah, you could have saved him with the face of the mountain, but oh well. So that's one person that you let die. Kalista saved you. Kalista the real MVP.
Red team has slain the dragon.
Yeah, you've got no business fighting, so you should probably get out of here. You did go a Sightstone and you have the warding totem, so I think that that was just sort of, you panicked because you weren't warding and you upgraded your trinket.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
So I wouldn't advise that. I think your build order kind of hurt you this game. Oh, that's it. Okay, so all three of your deaths, in my opinion, were your fault, directly or indirectly. The first one being you focused kind of poorly. You know, you focused at Soraka, whereas I think Ashe would have been a better target. The second death was you guys got dove, the 4-man dive. So I'm going to say it's half your fault because, excuse me, half your fault because had you itemized a little bit differently and gone for the Sightstone or even purchased some wards, you would have been able to have vision of that coming, and you wouldn't have been so surprised when Syndra stunned your Kalista and then Lee Sin jumped in and Ashe ult and all of their amazing CC. Third death, kind of your fault. Probably more your fault than the second death. Kalista ulted you, and you ended up flying in instead of flying out. I can see kind of why you did it, because it was 3v4 when you were alive, and then you wanted to make it 2v3, I'd imagine. Because the Syndra was really low, so you flying in and knocking her up may have gotten her killed, but I I'm not sure. Um, the biggest reason why you guys lost this game was your Riven, obviously. Um, your Riven was just really bad. Your Lee Sin, or their Lee Sin, really out jungled your Sejuani. Well, that's not even true. Your Sejuani just died a lot because I'd imagine she was trying to help the Riven, or she was just the person that died in team fights, which happens sometimes. Um, but yeah, your Riven was really bad. Uh, if you want to do a little bit of homework, uh, after or when we're doing the lesson, I want you to find the effective health that she has because she went for Thornmail. Look at our health right now. It's 1917 right now. So we will find her effective health with that tool that we use and see how she could have built a little bit better even though you're not top laner. I'm sure you understand that Thornmail Rush is bad, but I just kind of want to use that tool a little bit more. Um, Obviously she shouldn't have gone tanky at all, but Thornmail is the worst item that she could have rushed. Well, I suppose she could have rushed like a death cap and that would have been worse, but you know. So your 3 deaths were all mostly your fault. Kalista died at least once, and it was your fault. Yeah, the one time your first death was her first death was your fault also. Um, I think your Kalista was in a really good position to carry until that that bot lane fight honestly might have turned it around. Um, and obviously there Tryndamere was destroying your top lane. So you guys had to carry really hard and you just didn't. But whatever. We'll talk about this a little bit more in the lesson and I'll see you then.